Hi guys, it's Miss Hoke here. Today we're going to continue our work on solving one-step equations. Before we worked on equations that dealt with addition and subtraction. Now we're going to deal with problems that deal with multiplication and division. As you may recall, while solving addition and subtraction equations, the goal is to isolate the variable. It is the same when doing multiplication and division as well. Here are two examples of solving addition and subtraction one-step equations. So here we have our variable, and we're trying to get it by itself. Currently, what it has with it is a 3. To get the 3 gone, we're going to subtract it because that's the opposite of positive 3. And remember, the key thing is what you do to one side, you have to do the other side. So 3 minus 3 is 0. But we don't have to show 0, we just know that it's 0. So we're left with positive x, or just x, is equal to 9 minus 3, which is 6. And of course, we should check it to make sure that we've done our work correctly. And so we'll substitute. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. Let's see if this is right. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is equal to 9. Check, that's correct. Here's our second problem. Negative 12 equals x minus 9. It does not matter that the x is on the other side of the equal sign. We still need to solve for that one x and isolate it. So we have negative 12 equals x minus 9. Well, to get rid of that negative 9, we're going to do its inverse, or its opposite, and we're going to add 9. So negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3, and negative 3 is equal to x. We need to check it. Negative 12 is equal to negative 3 minus 9. Put a question mark up there because we're not sure. Negative 3 minus 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, negative 12 is equal to negative 12. Check, correct. Now, as we move to solving equations that involve multiplication and division, we still follow the same steps. We need to isolate the variable. Now, one must remember that when a number and a variable are side by side, it really means multiplication. So 4x equals 16 really is saying 4 times x equals 16. Well, as we said before, the inverse or opposite of multiplication is division. So what we have to do is take our 4x equals 16 and divide by the coefficient. So the coefficient in this case is 4. So 4 divided by 4, 16 divided by 4, because remember it's 4 times x. 4 divided by 4 is 1, which leaves me with 1x equals 16 over 4. Or, since mathematicians are so lazy, it really is just x equals 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now let's check our work. 4 times 4 equals 16. Let's put our question mark there. 4 times 4 is 16. And yes, 16 is equal to 16. So that is correct. Here's another problem. Negative 55 equals 11x. Two things. Does it matter that the x is on the right side of the equal sign? Nope. Doesn't matter one little bit. Second, does it matter if there are negative numbers in our equation? Nope. Just follow the rules of your integers that we learned earlier in our lesson. So what do we need to do is we need to recognize that, again, that 11 and an x is really saying negative 55 is equal to 11 times x. And we need to isolate this variable. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we need to divide by our coefficient, which in this case is 11. So negative 55 divided by, not negative 11, just 11. I got a little excited there. Negative 55 divided by 11 is negative 5. So we have negative 5 is equal to x. Now let's check this really fast. To check, we use substitution. So we're going to go negative 55 is equal to 11 times negative 5. Let's see. All right, negative 55. A negative times a positive is a negative, so negative 55 is equal to negative 55, and yes, that is a true statement. Now it's your turn. Here are 4 problems I would like you to solve on your own. Pause the video, solve the problems on another piece of paper, and restart when you're ready to check your work. Good luck! So here we have 24 is equal to 2 times x. 2 times x is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide by the coefficient on both sides. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Negative 6 times x equals 12. This is multiplication. So we're going to divide by the coefficient, negative 6. 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. Negative 5 times x equals negative 60. Again, this is multiplication. So we're going to divide by the inverse operation, which is division for multiplication. So we're going to divide by negative 5, the coefficient. Negative 60 divided by negative 5 is 12. And negative 42 is equal to 3 times x. The inverse operation of multiplication is division, so we're dividing by 3. Negative 42 divided by 3 is negative 14. I hope you did well on these. Now let's look at problems that have division. If we have the equation x divided by 4 equals 2, or x over 4 equals 2, the fraction bar is telling you division. So x over 4 really means 2 different things. It means 1x over 4 or 1/4 x. They all mean the same thing, you just don't always see it that way. Typically you'll see the variable over the number. So we have x divided by 4 equals 2. Well, the inverse operation of division is multiplication, so we need to multiply by the reciprocal of these. The reciprocal means that we are putting the denominator in the numerator and the numerator in the denominator. So let's do that. In this case, it's just going to be 4 because 4 over 1 is the same thing as 4. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. This 4 divided by 4 is 1, which leaves us with x is equal to 8. We can check this by using substitution. 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Let's check. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Yes, 2 is equal to 2. Good job. Let's try another problem. Negative 12 is equal to x divided by 3. Again, the inverse operation of division is multiplication. Does it matter that the variable is on the right side or that we have negatives? Nope. The variable on the right side, it's still an equation. It's equal no matter what. And the negative, you just follow our integer rules. So let's solve this. We're still trying to solve for x. We're trying to isolate the variable. So I need to get rid of its denominator of 3. Remember, we can use the reciprocal. And this means the same thing as x over 3. So the reciprocal of 1 over 3 is 3 over 1. So we're going to multiply by 3 over 1 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, which leaves me just x. 3 times negative 12 is equal to negative 36. So negative 36 is equal to x. Let's check this. Negative 12 equals negative 36 divided by 3. Negative 12 is equal to negative 36 divided by 3. Yep, is negative 12. So negative 12 is equal to negative 12. Good job. So what happens if we get an equation that looks just like this? 12 over x, or 12 divided by x equals 4. I can't have my variable in the denominator, so I need to get rid of that. And to get rid of that, I'm going to multiply by x, because I need to get it all by itself. Went crazy with the marker, so let's make that smaller. There we go. X divided by x is 1, so it just leaves me with 12 is equal to 4x. And this leads us to what we just solved earlier. 12 equals 4 times x. To solve for multiplication, we use division. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 is equal to x. Here are 4 problems I would like you to solve all on your own. Pause the video and restart when you have answered your questions on a separate sheet of paper and ready to check your work. Good luck. When we have the problem 15 equals x divided by 3, we do the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. So we multiply each side by 3. This reduces to 1, which leaves me with x. 3 times 15 is 45. When we have negative 2 equals x divided by 9, the reciprocal of 1 over 9 is just 9 over 1, or just 9. We multiply each side by 9. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. When we have the equation x divided by 11 equals 7, the reciprocal of 1 over 11 is 11, or 11 over 1. We multiply on both sides. 7 times 11 is 77. And here we have this special problem, 15 divided by x equals 3. Again, we can't have x in the denominator, so we multiply each side by x, and we're left with x and x. They cancel out and become 1, which is just 15, and 3 times x is 3x. This is multiplication. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. The last type of problem I'd like to show you are the fractions with a numerator other than 1. So for instance, we have 2/5 x equals 18. This is really saying 2/5 times x is equal to 18. I still need to isolate the variable, but remember, when a number and a variable are side by side, this means multiplication. So we have to solve by division. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 2/5. So the reciprocal of 2/5 would become 5 over 2. Remember, what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side. So when we do this, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 once, 2 goes into 2 once. You're left with just 1x, or just x. Over here, we make 18 into fraction by putting a 1 underneath it, and we can use the rules of reducing fractions. So I can reduce 18 and over 1 times 5, or 5 divided by 2, by using 2 to reduce. So 2 goes into 18 9 times, 2 goes into 2 once. I'm left with 9 times 5 is 45. Now how do I check this? I still use substitution. So it's saying 2 times 5, or 2 divided by 5, times 45 over 1. I'm just using substitution. So I would use my rules of fractions to reduce. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 45 9 times, 2 times 9 is 18. 18 is equal to 18, and yes, we did it correctly. Here we have a different type of problem. It's 4/9 x equals negative 24. 4/9 is being multiplied by x, so we need to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. When we have fractions, we multiply by its reciprocal. So we write its reciprocal, 9/4, and do it to both sides of the equal sign. This becomes 1, this becomes 1, which leaves me with just 1x. I can reduce this. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into negative 24, negative 6. Negative 6 times 9 is negative 54. We can check this by using substitution. 4/9 times negative 54 over 1 equals negative 24. Let's reduce. 9 goes into 9 once. 9 goes into negative 54 negative 6 times. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. So yes, negative 24 is equal to negative 24. Here are 2 problems I'd like you to try. Pause the video, do these on a separate sheet of paper, turn it back on to check when you're done. As you can see, I just multiplied both sides by the reciprocal and reduced. The first one, x equals 6, and in the second one, negative 54 equals x. Here's the deal, guys. I hope this has helped you to solve one-step equations using multiplication and division. Follow the rules, and you'll do fine. Have a good job. Do a great job. Have fun. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.